Hi guys, hope everyone's well. Just a quick review for you today. Just finished off what will probably be the last board for quite a long time, I should imagine. Not going to be shaping myself so much anymore, just bad back, hands falling apart, and just a lot of time and a lot of money goes into it. So I've done quite a few now. I'm not sure what number this is, but I'm sure I've done at least 20 or more in the last couple of years. So gonna sell the main part of my gear to some guys down the road that are doing a community project. They're called the Goat Shed. They're really nice guys. They're gonna teach people to shape, be a bit of like a community shaping project, so that's kind of cool. This one's just a nice clean 6-foot fish. It's 6.0, 21 and 7/8, although it's kind of probably quite a refined 2 7/8, somewhere between 2 7/8 and 2 3/4. I can't remember what the 16ths is, but it pretty much measures up 2 7/8, just a touch under. 6.0, 21 and a half, 2 7/8 ish, and really nice clean outline shape. This one came out quite refined by my standards. Nice rocker, just a really nice clean shape. It's the second one I've made on this template. This is just a little less width than the first one I made, probably a little bit lighter and a little bit more refined. As you can see, just the tail pins and the nose just taken down quite a bit. Just made it in a dedicated quad, and I'll show you the concaves in a minute, but just running a really long deep V double that basically most of the board is V and V double, so it's the V pretty much starts way up here, and just double concave for each side, and the V accelerates the tail rocker basically, so that'll allow a wide shape to still turn really well and get some grip, drive and hold from the doubles, rather than a single all the way through. When you get to a really wide shape, sometimes a really big single can get a bit tracky. They don't want to break track as much because you've got all that surface area lifting in one plane. Futures fins. I'll give you a couple of fin recommendations, but yeah, basically just a really nice clean board. Did just a clear glass job, 6 on the bottom, 6 and a 4 on the top, and I think I just put a little extra 4 deck patch on just in case anyone's heavy on their feet. And one of my mates that actually bought the diamond tail is probably keen on this, so we'll see how that goes. Give him first shout on it if he's interested, and if he's not, that's fine. Shouldn't have any problems whatsoever moving this. It's almost still be quite nice for me actually. It was like when I shaped it, it came out probably a little bit thinner than I was planning, and it was sort of measuring down, and I was like, actually looked at it properly, and now it's glassed. I'm like, oh, it's actually not that bad. So sometimes, as usual, sometimes the difference between when it is and isn't glassed, and you can end up, you make it what you think is alright and it comes out looking a bit bulkier than you thought, or you make it a bit thinner than you thought and it comes out alright by the time you've glassed it. So it's just having your head around how the board looks at different stages relative to how it's going to finish up is quite interesting sometimes. So as I say, I'll come around and show you the concaves, but basically it's pretty much the V sort of starting up here, and then it gets more and more aggressive as we go through the back, and the double starts kicking in more as we go through the back end of the board, and then that sort of fades out off the tail, but lots of double and V through the fin cluster basically. So just run you through the concaves on this fish. Basically, it's a long V, so we're pretty long V double. So we're just flat up here in the nose where the rocker breaks, and then we start going into like V pretty much straight away. That's way down at the nose, and pretty much got a little bit of double starting all the way from down there as well. About halfway along the board there, you can see it's quite a decent bit of V, and then further down V just increases, and so does the double concave, and getting pretty aggressive as we go to and through the fins. So you'll see underneath there, you can see I'm sure you'll be able to see plenty of double concave. You can see those 2 little scoops either side of the panel, and then because the straight edge is still rocking, it's got the V in it. And this really accelerates V and double there through the fins. So it's basically a big spine through the back of it and a concave either side. That just allows it to roll over onto rail really easily, as you can imagine, and still generate some speed, and then just sort of mellowing out a little bit as we get off the tail, and then there'll just be a little bit to get off on the tail tips because it's still got a bit of extra resin on there. It's still at the shiny coat stage at the minute. So yeah, so it's sort of like a bit of V. There's still V there and there, but this gets extreme off the tail and lots of double inside it. As I said before, what that allows you to do is have a fairly straight stringer rocker to keep speed, but it accelerates your rail rocker to allow you to get a really performance turn out of a wide shape if you need to, and it kind of splits the board into two sections as well, rather than having one big single concave that they can kind of be sucky and tracky. I find these pretty good. So like I say, came out pretty refined in the tail. Really happy with the construction in general, basically, like the rails nice and low, nice and refined in the tips. Yeah, that's about it really. And those come out pretty nice. You can see down the rails there, like it's just a nice, basically a sort of real rounded 50-50 up the front, and then we go to the normal sort of performancey all round but fairly full, kind of like your normal like 60-40 I guess they'd call it, or whatever, and then getting really sharp in the back end. So just for an idea of the kind of fins I would go for in something like this quadfish, I personally like a really big split keel. So FCS is called the split keel, and the Futures is called the controller. There's also the Lost Seaworthy, which is the same template. They're all fantastic. They have like the principle, again said before, is like you get a keel fin and you sort of split it in two, and you get the speed and drive of a keel, but you get a lot more control and versatility, in my opinion, and certainly for more average surfers it certainly helps a lot, because you've not got that twitchy, slippery twin fin feel. So yeah, those are the bigger end, but obviously they're not going to be super loose. They're going to be very drivey, quick down the line, but you're going to be doing like bigger, more rounded turns. But they're my favourites basically. I got these beautiful Tim Bessel fins from Naked Viking to try that I'm yet to try. So not sure, I might give them to the I might, if my mate ends up buying it, I might give him these and another set to try, because these just look rad. They've got like a really cool inside foil, and yeah, they're just an awesome shape. But they are still quite big and quite laid back, but they're a bit smaller, so they'll still have that. I guess they'll still have that split keely kind of feel and look to them. So these could be really good. These could be a very fast fin by the looks of them. So I'm kind of keen to. I might give them to my mate if he ends up buying it, and let him try those. And then if you want to, there's no reason, especially on something with the rail like that, it's a bit more refined, there's no reason you couldn't just step down to basically a standard quad setup, like something like for me, something in a large, like maybe an F8, or the Hayden Shapes is a really nice fin. So like the Hayden Shapes and the Hayden Shapes quad rear would be a beautiful fin to have. So if you just want a looser, more performance feeling, and you don't want that big down the line massive calves and heaps of crazy speed, and you want to dial in a little bit more performance, just go back to a bit more of a standard fin. But I personally would stick to a fairly large size, but it depends on you and your weight. So that's just a rough idea what fins are going to work in that kind of board basically. Alright, cheers for watching, guys. Yeah, let's say that's going to be my last shape of my own for probably a long time, if not indefinitely. I've got the green light to go and do any work at my mate's place, or these guys at the goat shed. So if I do want to do the odd one, they're quite happy for me to go down there. So I've just kept a few essentials, but I'm definitely not going to be shaping like crazy anymore, that's for sure. And yeah, just like a big appreciation to anyone that's helped me out, or the guys that have stuck with it and watched my videos. I know it's not the videos of the production boards you used to, and massive shout out to all the guys in New Zealand that actually shape surfboards for a living, because it would be a very tough living and it's hard to make any money on it. If you're in the business of it, it's hard yakka, and you need to be really pumping boards out. It's not got a great value. Much better off as just a tradie or something. So yeah, the guys in New Zealand, I'll probably miss someone, but certainly like guys like Morris, J Dub, Ralph Blake, Hughesy, Josh from Gnome Or Surfboards, he's helped me out a couple of times, really good. Hotwire Surfboards, DMG, oh, far out, there's so many guys, I'm bound to forget someone, but there's so many good shapers in New Zealand, and it's like if you want to go and get a custom board, you know, like we've got Sedana here in Christchurch. If you're in Auckland, you've probably got a lot more choice. Down in Dunedin, there's a few guys like Graham, I think, yeah, one of Graham Carr's Quarry Beach is still going as well, I'm pretty sure. You know, some good guys in Raglan, Mickey T, Husey, Tommy Dalton, one of my favourites, Lost New Zealand. Nearly forgot Tommy, sorry Tommy. He's one of the guys I've had a lot of boards off in the years, and he does a really good, really nice work. So yeah, big respect to those guys that do it day in, day out. It's a tough job, and you know, if you're a surfer and you're local, show your local guys some appreciation. They work hard and they put a lot of time into understanding the local conditions, and they want to give you a good board. Like most of the guys here, especially in New Zealand, they're really good guys. They're keen to work with you, and they're very giving of their time and energy, and that's is a very undervalued, unfortunately. You know, if you got a plumber or a spray, you know, a car spray guy, or an electrician or a dentist, you know, their time's got a massive value, and you'd be absolutely stoked if someone was prepared to give you a lot of their knowledge and make something special just for you. So you know, if it's like a chippy or something, so you just remember your shapers. If you get a good relationship with your shaper, you can make your surfing experience a lot better by allowing you to pick their brains and get their knowledge. And say a lot of guys are very giving with their time and energy to make you a good custom, which is really nice. And that's New Zealand. You know, New Zealand's a smaller place, and we thrive off doing those the one-offs and stuff that other people don't want to do. They just want to bang out hundreds of thousands, and there's a lot of passionate guys here. So yeah, bit of a ramble, but yeah, big respect to all the guys in New Zealand that shape and around the world. Yeah, that's it for me for a while. I'll do a bit better review on the Seaside and Beyond once I've had a good lot of rides. I just had one ride on it so far. It's really, really good board so far. Quite a lot of glide. I'm glad they put some more volume into those newer TimberTech models. Mine's 610 with 47 litres, and it's got quite a lot of meat up front, and I'm quite front-footed riding, so it feels like it's got quite a bit of glide. I've just got to tune the fins in. I'm trying the Machados at the minute. Sort of noticed the fin positions, kind of the front fins are not too far off, but the back fins are quite a long way back for a quad, so I'm guessing that's probably to suit the Machado quad set. That's funny because it was a bit slippery in the Seaside, and I think it would be alright. Might not even be slippery enough in the Seaside and Beyond because they've moved the fin placement a bit, but feels pretty good so far. I've only had like junkie surf, and my friend that bought the Diamond Tail, we went out together, and I had the Seaside and Beyond, and he had that, and he got like five waves like out back straight to the beach. He's a good surfer, so it was nice to see one of my boards in the water straight away. He just bought it, I waxed it up for him, and you know, we were off and went out and had a bit of a laugh together and a bit of a chat, and yeah, he's stoked. So that really sort of, that's the good part of the hard work of shaping, when you get to see one of your mates or someone having a really good time on it, and you know, they're getting a good price and they've got a nice board and it's going to last them, and you know, it's not going to fall apart on them. So yeah, all right, cheers for your support, guys. We'll probably be back with a Seaside and Beyond pretty soon, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos on my own shapes. I know it's not necessarily as exciting, but yeah, thanks a lot.